Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 64th episode of the Exploring Antinatalism Podcast, a podcast all about the subject of antinatalism created by anti-natalists. My name is Amanda Oldphan Sukenick, formerly known as Forever Wolf Films on YouTube, and today I'm speaking with Seb, Zohar, and Immanuel, who are all members of two YouTube-based antinatalist bands, Cosmic Slam and Nefarious Rockers.
For root and the night, that life is unfair, but walking away, into the split, destined to crumble and deteriorate. There really is no escaping our cruel fate, our cruel fate.
So, welcome to the Exploring Antinatalism Podcast, guys.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be on.
It's a pleasure to have all three of you. Thank you so much for being here today. So I've been following the development of Cosmic Slam and Nefarious Rockers for a long time now. I'm excited to learn more about the music being produced by Cosmic Slam and Nefarious Rockers. But first, I'd love to learn a little bit more about each of you. Now, I've known Seb for many years now. Seb, we've known each other a long time. I've been watching you. I don't even remember what year you first came to YouTube, but I remember back in the day you were making, these hilarious anti-natalist Dragon Ball Z videos, which I absolutely love. Those are absolute classics. So let's start with you, Seb. Who is Seb? Can you tell everybody a little bit about your YouTube history and the things that you do and make?
So I first started doing anti-natalist activism some years ago. I indeed did anti-natalist Dragon Ball Z videos too. And something that surprised me was that we kind of made, you made the same joke too on the TV show you did a while back. The stealing from the sperm bank joke.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I'm an anti-natalist artist, currently a member of Cosmic Slam and Nefarious Rockers. I'm a founder of both of those bands. Unfortunately, the other founder couldn't be with us today, unfortunately. I've been making some anti-natalist songs for a couple of years now, and I like doing that. I will continue to do that.
Hell yeah. And so, sorry, who is the founder? Does he go by?
I'm the founder, and the other founder is called Oscar. He goes by the name of Oscar Pellegrin on YouTube.
That's right. Okay, excellent. Okay, well, I'm sorry we couldn't have Oscar with us today. I had assumed that you were at least one of the founders. That's true. So, Seb, you sing in the band, and what instruments do you play as well in the band?
I play guitar and bass, and unfortunately, I sing. I personally don't like my own singing, but it's hard to get other people to sing, especially when they're not being paid for it. Not much of an incentive there to sing. Originally I wanted someone else to sing, but because no one else wanted to, I sang myself. And the instrument I play the most is guitar. I have a Gibson SG guitar, and I also played bass, not too much.
Well, I'm glad you're the singer, Seb. You give the whole project a very unique sound with your voice, and it is rather gloriously punk. So I think you've chosen well. So thank you for that, Seb. Let's move on to Zohar. Who is Zohar? What role do you play in Cosmic Slam and or Nefarious Rockers? I'm actually not sure if you're in both. Pardon me for that.
I guess my YouTube history, it was more like kind of philosophy and physics and stuff for a while. But I'm kind of trying to change it a bit or add more music to it and stuff. But I guess I do parkour and I kind of make YouTube videos with that, or I try to make YouTube videos with that, and using I kind of started using music from Cosmic Slam for that, and then at this point, like I'm kind of trying to be part of the band for what we're hoping, and I'm basically trying to play guitar and bass and singing also if I can. But I've been kind of working on it and trying to get better, but it's kind of haven't released anything yet and stuff. But yeah, but I do play guitar and bass, kind of like Seb, and I also play a bit of drums. But yeah.
Sweet. I mean, I for one have to say, I was, I know you haven't uploaded to your YouTube channel a long time, but I was definitely a fan of that channel. I thought you produced a lot of good content. You even did some physics videos with Gary. So that was pretty, unique to see that. So is your parkour stuff on a new channel or yeah?
Basically, I kind of was on break from YouTube for this whole time, so I didn't post anything on my YouTube channel or any other YouTube channel.
I see.
And
Yeah.
I did get out of shape in parkour. Like I'm pretty much back to the like peak shape that I was in before, but I'm trying to like outdo myself and stuff. But yeah, I was kind of practicing music and other things, and I didn't really have anything to post, I guess. So like
That's okay.
Not too sure which content I wanted to produce. So.
No, well, listen, a great channel, whether it's active or non-active, it's a great. There's really some great stuff on that channel, so I will definitely link it below, and I hope people that go and explore it. And yeah, that's awesome. So moving on to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, it's a pleasure to meet you. I really don't know anything about you yet. I'm afraid to say. So who is Emmanuel?
Hi, Amanda. Thank you for having me here. And I'm flattered to have my voice reach the anti-natalist community's ears. I used to go by a different name long ago, had a YouTube channel, participated in debates online for philosophy, including anti-natalism. Right now, my internet presence is non-existent except for this podcast. So yeah, I don't know much to say. I did participate in Cosmic Slam as a vocalist and as a lyricist. And I'm interested in doing more with Nefarious Rockers. The interesting thing is that I'm no longer really an anti-natalist, but I'm still interested in anti-natalism.
Spicy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
So I still hold it.
Yeah. So
I'm not an anti-natalist or a pro-natalist or anything like that. So that's why I'm still interested in that.
Yeah, see, that's the dividing line. So long as you haven't gone completely the other direction. All right, guys, thanks. So let's go around the room once again, starting again with Seb. Seb, I'd like to know why each of you are an antinatalist or not an antinatalist anymore. So Seb, why are you an antinatalist?
Well, I'm an antinatalist because I think suffering is just extremely horrible, and it's so horrible that no amount of pressure can outweigh suffering. I first became an antinatalist quite young, when I was 16 years old. That's really the reason I don't know what the first antinatalist video that got me into it, but it was either Derived Energy or a channel called Anti-natalism, I think.
Yeah, I think Jim runs that channel. I'm not sure. I didn't realize you were around that long, Seb, from the Derived Energy days. That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, but thank you for your answer. Those are just certainly well articulated. Zohar, why are you an antinatalist?
So I guess when I was like 20 I watched this video with Gary debating against Logan Blake. It was like a debate from a while ago. And my initial response was like, I thought it was funny and I was like, wow, this guy's crazy and stuff. But pretty much like, I guess it got to me eventually. And, mostly just arguments about suffering and stuff like that kind of make antinatalism like a good philosophy for me.
Excellent. And Emmanuel, why were you an antinatalist? Why are you no longer an antinatalist? And I'd also really be interested in hearing why, regardless of the position that you now take, you still enjoy working with antinatalists.
So, I think I became an antinatalist because, to be honest, I was unhappy with the way my own life went. It was, I was unhappy with the way things have gone in my life, and I was thinking maybe I would have been better off not being born personally. And then a lot of other people opened up about their own lives and how they, would have also probably rather not have came into existence. I guess I just I sympathized, empathized with other people and myself, of course, and I just then I looked into the arguments, and then it further convinced me. In Menham had a big influence on me. David Benatar's had also another influence. So I thought the quality of life arguments specifically were pretty good. How there's no, everyone has a pretty bad life on average. The suffering in life is extravagant, and the pleasures can't really compensate for the suffering that goes on. So I was convinced by that mostly, but I fell out of it. I guess I fell out of it because I just became skeptical of that claim. I just I just thought, it's a hard sell to say that, well, every life is on balance bad, because I do think there could be lives out there that are worthwhile, that on average there's more happiness and suffering. And, I think definitely people should be very careful before they want to bring a new life into existence. It's something they should put a lot of thought into. And I think I'm still on some level a local anti-natalist. I think there are some cases where I would definitely think it's wrong to bring life into existence, but I can't say I'm a global anti-natalist anymore, because I'm definitely not convinced by the asymmetry argument. That's one thing I don't agree with. And then the quality of life argument, I think, is also too strong to make for like a universal kind of thing. So.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your very candid answer. So thank you so much, you guys. All right, so moving on to some stuff about the work that you do, the music that you make. How aside from all being members of the anti-natalist community, or anti-natalist community adjacent, perhaps in the case of Emmanuel at this point in your development, how did all of you find each other and decide to make music with one another?
Okay, I guess I can start with that one. So I was making some songs. I uploaded them to YouTube, and then suddenly I saw that Oscar had commented on one of my tracks, The Founder, and then I went to his channel. I said, let's collaborate, and the rest is history. I guess Zohar and Immanuel can talk about how they met me. I guess I can leave it to them.
I mean, I'm not sure like if I met Seb first or if Emmanuel met him first, but basically I kind of was just a fan of his music, and we talked on Discord a lot. It was kind of like we were all on Discord around this time, like 3 years ago, I guess. And yeah, so we kind of talked, and then we started sharing music and stuff, and the band kind of needed more members, so I guess that's a reason to join.
How would you guys describe the music of Cosmic Slam and Nefarious Rockers? I mean, it's got the word rockers in it, so do you consider yourself a rock band, a punk band? Do you guys care about those labels?
So Cosmic Slam and Nefarious Rockers are very similar in the early works on both bands. I would call them both gothic metal because it contains keyboard.
Okay, yeah.
And we have me and the founder have both been inspired by some gothic metal, like and stuff like that. And but the new stuff of Nefarious Rockers now is purely rock. I'm also collaborating with some other people, and when I made the new Nefarious Rocker songs, I had Motorhead in mind and stuff like that.
I'm glad you bring up the keyboards, because I have to say that's one of my favorite elements to the music that you guys create in general. The keyboards are so. Which one of you adds that to it? Which one of you is playing keyboards?
Yeah, it's Oscar.
It's Oscar. Okay.
He is a very big fan of progressive rock.
Sweet.
I used to listen to a lot of old progressive rock bands like Genesis, Yes, King Crimson, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that Oscar stuff makes the music what it is. When I play guitar, I only try to complement Oscar's tracks.
Yeah, I have to say it's a very powerful element to the songs you guys produce, is those keyboards parts. And I hadn't thought of gothic metal, but yeah, I can definitely hear that. So that's really interesting to know. I mean, what is the general creative process like for you guys? Like what methods do you use to share ideas and put the songs together? Do you do it through email? Are you still doing it through Discord? How are you guys, congregating and doing this?
We were actually ripping off this kazoo player all this time. Now, so I spend a lot of time practicing riffs and trying to make the best riff possible. It's all about the riffs. And when one is making riffs, one is there's actually a very small margin of error. So the music has to rely on the riff almost completely or partially. I don't know much about music theory. I sometimes I improvise the parts, and sometimes it is well thought out.
Yes, we sometimes we'll send each other sound files and stuff, and we'll pretty much have to listen to it and maybe try to add something to it and stuff. But it's like a bit difficult because we're not like seeing each other in person, so we can't really do a really good collaboration, I guess. But it kind of works on Discord.
Yeah, I love that that element of what you guys are putting together, because it's, there's the whole I don't know if you guys are familiar with this art term called exquisite corpse, where you're not really it's kind of the part that the other person is making is sort of unseen, and then you kind of have to make it make sense by creating your own part. It kind of sounds like that's a little bit of what you're doing, which is just a really cool creative process that you guys are engaging in. Emmanuel, did you want to say anything about that before next question?
Oh yeah. So the way I would do it is Seb would send me an instrumental track, and I would add, I would come up with lyrics, and I would do vocals for those lyrics. That's the way I would do it. Would be fun.
Yeah. So when I make lyrics, it's actually not well thought out at all. It's very impulsive how I feel in the moment. For example, the Tragedy of Evolution, that song, I spent almost no time making the lyrics for it.
Are a lot of the lyrics kind of written off the cuff? Like you don't write anything ahead of time? It's just, when you're kind of in the moment?
Yeah, in the moment.
Are you guys really spread out, geographically? Are there any chances or aspirations to one day, meet each other and play live?
Oh yeah, we are actually very spread out geographically. So I'm from Norway. Oscar, the keyboard player, is from Italy. And both Immanuel and Zohar are from the States.
Yes, we do have aspirations for meeting one day, but hasn't happened yet.
All right. Well, hopefully one day. But yeah, those are some major geographical barriers to have to contend with. Sorry, Emmanuel, please go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'd love to meet up one day and perform on stage with all of you guys.
I hope to go to your first concert if I can. I really, that would be amazing.
You have a free ticket.
Thank you. Okay, awesome.
As long as everyone else in the band agrees.
I absolutely love the art that's come out of Cosmic Slam and Nefarious Rockers, like all these great drawings of this like cartoon version of Seb with the bat wings, and it's just like that whole series of drawings is so great. Like so I was wondering if you could tell me about the artist Susie Snake that you've collaborated with to create that series. I don't know if any of you have any interest in this whatsoever, but if you do ever consider doing merch, like you got to put those on t-shirts. Like I'd buy the hell out of those. It's just so great.
Oh yeah, so Susie Snake has done an excellent job in in drawing these things. And the way it's done is that I've given some prompts to make something that looks like a datura trip. That was the in prompt for the ghastly tragedy of life. The instrumental version was known as Peace and Weathering. So I just give these silly prompts to her, and then she executes it flawlessly.
Yeah, I'd love to see. I don't know if she would have any interest in doing this, but maybe extending that to maybe some short comic strips or something like that. I think it's such a good character that she's created, out of you. It's really awesome. I've noticed that you guys don't seem to post music anywhere else other than YouTube. And I could be wrong about that, so you have to correct me. But I was just curious if that is true. I was just curious what the reason for that is, and if there are any plans to make the music like more widely available, like put it on iTunes or Buzzsprout or SoundCloud.
Yeah, that's a good question. So the reason why we are doing it on YouTube is because we think it gives a better reach. Obviously, there is the sidebar on YouTube where one can stumble upon music. And perhaps it's more difficult to stumble on music on iTunes and Spotify. When I was discovering my music taste, I used YouTube and went like YouTube surfing with different metal albums and different prog rock albums and stuff like that. But I might put it on Spotify. I just don't know if it's worth it or not.
I guess my answer to that would be that I don't really know how to get on certain things like iTunes and Spotify, or I'm not sure if there's some kind of work we have to do with lawyers or something. But I know we were already on SoundCloud a while ago, but I'm not sure if we're still on SoundCloud.
We're still on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Oh.
It might be worth looking into. I mean, I it does make sense to make YouTube the priority since you are primarily speaking to the anti-natalist community. And, let's face it, of those platforms, that's where the most ANs are. So I definitely get the logic in that. But it would be good, if there's an interest, amongst you to do it. It would be good to be able to find you guys, other places. Emmanuel, did you have anything to say about that?
I mean, not much other than I just leave it up to Seb to decide as far as the anti-natalism stuff goes. I don't have anything independent right now, but I was also thinking of doing that one day, like branching out, maybe doing some solo work. It's not just anti-natalism related, but so far no plans.
Yeah, no, sweet. I'll be looking forward to seeing if you do any of that. So tell me about some of the collaborations that you guys have done with fellow anti-natalists. You did some stuff, I think, with good old Mod Antiseed, who I miss terribly. Obviously, we talked about Susie Snake, but you even have worked with David Pierce. David Pierce apparently sang on at least one of your tracks. I don't know whether that was a Cosmic Slam song or Nefarious Rockers, but yeah, tell me how that happened.
Yeah, so David Pierce is a good friend of mine. I requested him to be on a song. It was a song called Tribal Agony, a very silly song. I played it with a metal slide thing, like slide guitar. The only song I've done that on. I plan on releasing it again eventually. Yeah, I did something with Mod. It was a long time ago. A very good lyricism too. I almost did like this collaboration with AK Hunter, but it never came to fruition. I'm not sure why, but I would like to collaborate with AK Hunter one time.
I was very excited about that collab, and I was really sad to have seen it kind of fall apart. But yeah, I do hope that comes to fruition at some point. It's a great idea.
But I'm always open to collaborate with anyone. And I also collaborated once with, I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but he's called Jamir Tyndall.
I know him. I don't know anyone else you guys mentioned, but
I'm pretty sure I remember that person. Yeah. No, that's great. I'm glad you guys are open to collaborations. Sorry, Zohar, did you have something to say? Forgive me.
I was just saying, like, I didn't know any of the other names you guys threw out, but I knew Jameer too. So.
Yeah. Emmanuel, I'm sorry. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
As far as collaborations go?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would collaborate with just about any musician out there. I tried to do something in my area, in my town, actually, not too long ago, but it fell through, unfortunately. But yeah, I would like to. I'm open to that for sure.
Sweet. So Seb, sorry, just to clarify. So the track with David Pierce is not up right now. I did notice that, like, some tracks have kind of like gone on and off the internet at various times, right? Like some stuff has been taken down, some stuff is being re-uploaded. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, that's true. But so the reason why I took down a lot of videos was I wanted the best material of Cosmic Slam and Nefarious Rockers to be on. There's a lot of like songs I've done with heinous equipment, worse than anyone can possibly imagine. Headphones, for example. And nobody does that except for me. I don't know why I didn't I should have gotten proper recording equipment from the start.
I think I remember some of that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I did the album Riffs for Kills with Oscar. And I used like headphones to record the guitar on that. But I think it would be a good idea to just upload everything. But for the Cosmic Slam songs that aren't that good, I might put it in like a second Cosmic Slam channel or something.
So I love seeing projects like Cosmic Slam and Nefarious Rockers come out of the anti-natalist community, because projects like these are evidence of the creativity that does indeed come out of anti-natalism. What about the subject of anti-natalism do you guys find so artistically inspiring?
Yeah, I find it so music-wise. When I make a riff, I don't think of anything at all other than the riff. But after the riff is done and it's time to make lyrics, I want to make something that's honest about how I'm feeling. And I do like this anti-natalist lyrics for therapeutic purposes a lot of the time. And when I've listened to songs that has like this honest lyrics, it has given me some relief, and I have seen on the comments that a lot of so some have said that the music I made has helped them. So that also motivates me to continue to make anti-natalist lyrics.
Yes. Emmanuel, did you want to answer first?
Sure. For me, the aspect of it for me, it's almost like it's like a venting thing for me. Like, it's like, why did you bring me here? Things were fine before I got here. That kind of thing is what makes me inspired artistically. Just, kind of a protest as to my own coming into existence. It inspires me.
I think I always liked darker music, or like there's kind of a lot of popular music that has depressing themes in it, or like it's not necessarily too optimistic, I guess. And yeah, I guess something about having honesty and lyrics and stuff is like makes it more enjoyable for me and stuff. So yeah, like I kind of, not that they have anything in common, anti-natalism and music and stuff, but I guess I kind of see a little bit of a correlation personally.
Yeah, excellent. Do you guys consider your music an act of anti-natalist activism? Why or why not?
I used to, but I've become disenfranchised with anti-natalist activism. I don't know if I want to get into the reasons. Perhaps I will, perhaps not.
Up to you, whatever you wish.
But I think that nothing one does is really guaranteed. to do anything. I guess that's all I will say about that. Before making anti-natalist lyrics, having anti-natalist lyrics in the songs, to me was a form of activism. But now I think it's good that anti-natalists has something good to listen to, that they can relate to. So I'm deciding to put anti-natalist lyrics because of that.
That's good. Yeah, thank you for that answer, Seb. That's great. Zohar?
So I would say like maybe sometimes, but like I wouldn't say that while you're playing music, you're going to be thinking about antinatalism or necessarily like, I don't know, ready to have a debate about it or something. But like, I would say there's like elements of antinatalist activism in the music, but it's not like the core of it.
Hi. So I would say that I used to definitely look at it as a form of activism. I looked at almost everything I was doing as a form of activism. I was pretty strong in the movement at one point. But now, looking back, I would say, or looking at it, I would say that it's not really, because I feel like almost everyone that knows about the music is already an anti-natalist. So that would be my take on it.
Well, sometimes you might be preaching to the choir, but it keeps people in the church. You know what I mean? Like it's sometimes
Right.
sometimes people need a reminder, and art is a good way to kind of keep people's butts in the seats of their positions, so to speak. So but thank you all three of you for your answers on that. Real quick, Seb, I know at some point you started this great subreddit all about antinatalist music that I wish more people were taking advantage of. I'm going to definitely put that below, link to that below in the description. There really is quite a lot of great antinatalist music out there, and there's an increasing amount, actually. So aside from your own work, I was just curious if there were any examples of other, pieces of antinatalist music that you, Seb, really like, and also Zohar and Immanuel. Is there any other examples of antinatalist music you really love?
Yeah, there's the song by there's AK Hunter's songs. I like those a lot, and then there's this song by Mike Bull, Better Never Have Been. That's a really good song. There's a lot of antinatalist black metal, and of course. Antinatalism is kind of a dark subject matter, so of course it's going to of course black metal artists will seize the opportunity and make some lyrics about antinatalism, but I have never been a fan of black metal.
Fair enough.
I really like that the rap Jameer Tindlid. I don't remember what it is called now, but it was a good rap about antinatalism.
Sweet. Well, I'm happy to see Mike Bull's name get mentioned. And yeah, a lot of good stuff you just mentioned there. Sorry, go ahead, Zohar.
I guess I knew the same kind of artists, I guess, as Seb, pretty much. Like they all sounded familiar. So yeah, I guess I don't have much more to add other than what Seb said.
No worries. Manuel. So I just want to move on a little bit, of course, to talk about, Cosmic Slam properly. I know you guys are, there's to some extent you've kind of moved away from Cosmic Slam. I might be wrong about that, but it seems like the concentration is more on Nefarious Rockers. But obviously Cosmic Slam is the older piece. What distinguishes Cosmic Slam in the minds of the three of you away from Nefarious Rockers? Like what is the standalone flavor of that particular project to you?
So Nefarious Rockers and Cosmic Slam are actually very similar because we both Oscar is in both of those projects, but I would say the difference is that Nefarious Rocker songs are a little bit better, and now we are doing more like rock and roll stuff and stuff. So I would say that is the difference.
I guess I'm not too sure what the difference is because I guess the artists are the same, but I guess one way I see it is like that Cosmic Slam was like a different time and we were thinking a bit differently, and the Nefarious Rockers were just kind of approaching it maybe a bit differently. And I feel like it's maybe I don't know if it'll be a bit less like anti-natalist activism based or not, but I just feel like it's more intense in the Nefarious Rockers.
Yeah, there's definitely something, in my opinion anyway, there's something just a little bit more raw about Cosmic Slam. I'm basing that a little bit too because I do remember some of the really raw stuff that Seb mentioned earlier. Being a part of that. Sorry if I interrupted you at all, Zohar. Please go ahead.
I guess we still have we haven't really released too much music under Nefarious Rockers, so
Yeah.
it's probably gonna take time for us to like develop it and all that.
Yeah. Emmanuel?
Sorry again because I'm not I haven't heard from Nefarious Rockers yet, so it's new to me. I have to catch up.
Oh,
before I can
okay.
draw a comparison.
So I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. So you've only been a part of Cosmic Slam at this point.
Yeah, that's right.
I see.
Early
Okay.
Cosmic Slam too.
Early
Very early
Cosmic
Cosmic
Slam.
Slam.
One collaboration that Cosmic Slam did have that I completely forgot to mention a little while ago is you guys did do some of the music for this amazing anti-natalist video game by somebody by the name of Morality Without Addiction, it's a great channel. The game is called Better Never to Have Won. Yes, how did you get involved with that?
So I just did what I usually do. I made music, and it was actually Morality Without Addiction who contacted me, asked me if it was okay for him to use that song I did. And of course I said yes. And I was actually very surprised to hear that someone wanted to have my music in their video game. And one funny thing I found about that video game is that it has this feature. So after a bonus stage, one can choose to keep the rewards one has gotten or to gamble. And actually the game, if one presses the gamble button too many times, it says that the game was rigged from the start.
That game is pretty brilliant, and I thought your music added a lot to it. Yeah, that's a great collaboration. And of course, in addition to your music, the music of Karima Kerma was used in that game. So it was a nice two different anti-natalist musical worlds colliding in that one game. How many albums does Cosmic Slam have? Are there Cosmic Slam albums, or is it all standalone tracks that don't actually have any albums attached to them?
I must count. It's a long time ago since I've listened to a lot of those previous albums, but there's some of them has very ridiculous names. First, there is the debut, Riffs That Kills. There's Shooting Poo in Mud. It's those two are not currently on the channel. There's something about tigers or something.
Yeah,
Tigers and Peace, and
that rings a bell.
Yeah, but guess it's about on Cosmic Slam there is maybe 4 or 5 albums, and on Nefarious Rockers there is one, but there will be another one soon.
So moving on a little bit to Nefarious Rockers. Nefarious Rockers does have an album that is available on the Nefarious Rockers channel. It's called Piss and Wuthering. Is this a reference to Wuthering Heights? Or
No, there was this album by Genesis. It was the last album Steve Hackett played on. On Genesis, it's called Wind and Wuthering. And then I just replaced Wind with Piss.
Okay, awesome. Sorry, go ahead, Zohar. Is there anything you'd like to say about that album, Zohar?
I mean, I like the name Piss and Withering, but I think it's fitting.
Oh, there is also another album. There is the album called The Ghastly Tragedy of Life, and that has actually anti-natalist lyrics. I've taken some of the Derived Energies lyrics and stuff and
That's
put it on that.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Okay. And so would you say, so Nefarious Rockers though is like, it's sometimes an anti-natalist band and sometimes not, right? It kind of like, you don't really like, I got the sense that you don't like put a lot of pressure on yourselves to necessarily make the music of Nefarious Rockers anti-natalist, but that it often has those elements in it.
Yeah, so I will definitely make anti-natalist music in the future, but I will also make non-anti-natalist music too.
I think we have to have a balance because some people are listening to our music for the anti-natalist theme, but maybe we can draw people in using just pure good music. And yeah, like I feel like it might be good because, you know, we don't have to just like spam it throughout our whole song or anything like that. But we're probably going to include anti-natalist lyrics here and there and stuff. So to try to keep people to make sure everyone knows like what we're about.
Yeah, it's very smart. It's very, very smart. I think that's great. So yeah, I mean, what else? What is the future of Nefarious Rockers look like? What are you guys working on now? What can we expect in the future?
The future is actually surprising, but we're actually becoming a boy band soon.
All right, fantastic.
What does that mean? A boy band?
No, we are not really becoming a boy band. Obviously, we are. So Oscar has a bunch of tracks I need to play on, and then I must finish this rock and roll album inspired by Motorhead, and I think I have to practice guitar some more because I've taken some time out with guitar, so I need to practice my soloing skills and get the overall guitar skills a little bit more.
I guess I've been practicing my guitar skills a lot and hoping to, because I don't think I was on the first Nefarious Rockers album, or like pretty much I wasn't on any of the songs, but I'm hoping to be on the next album.
Yes, so Zohar has a lot of passion, and I will have a bunch of songs featuring Zohar in the future. He's very hungry for the music.
Great. Well, that's the best news I could get, is that you guys are going to continue on and that this band has a history and you're going to keep working with one another. So I will be very, very, anxiously awaiting new updates from Nefarious Rockers and Cosmic Slam if should new material come out, whatever else you guys produce. Is there anything else that you guys, kind of want to say about what you're working on and just the overall, just overall about your work before we close up today?
Yes, so you did say something about the roughness that Cosmic Slam has, and I think that the roughness has something to do with my singing. My singing had a tendency to totally annoy the neighbors, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that my singing was as heavy, gave it the Cosmic Slam the roughness, and future work. There will be, like I've said, maybe I should reiterate, there will be the Motorhead inspired album. Inadvertently, it sounds a little bit like punk rock, not what I intended, but it's because the singer John has this punk rock singing style.
That's awesome. Zohar, you have anything to add?
I guess look forward to some new music that I'm gonna put out. I might do like a bit of solo projects, but mostly I'm working with Seb and stuff. And I don't know, like if there's something that maybe doesn't fit with his work, I might like put it as a solo project. But mostly I'm trying to make things that go well with what he's doing.
Okay. Well, that's great. Well, listen, guys, please do not stop making your music. I think you all four of you, including Oscar, who's not with us, you guys seem to work really, really well together, and that's a difficult thing to find. So I, for one, as I said, will be looking forward to whatever else you produce. You're all very, very talented, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much for being my guests on the Exploring Antinatalism podcast. Everybody, please go make sure to subscribe to Cosmic Slam and to Nefarious Rockers.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks a lot.
The time has come. Time for the 8th annual Why Are You an Anti-Natalist Contest 2022 edition, brought to you by Anti-Natalism International. Anti-procreative minds of all kinds are invited to make either a video or written response in any language to the question, why are you an anti-natalist? For the chance to win fabulous anti-natalist prizes. People representing all forms of anti-procreation are welcome and highly encouraged to respond, be they child-free, anti-natalist, vehement, ethicist, or perhaps something a little less defined. All styles of entry are welcome. You can make a hardcore philosophy video, write a song, write a poem, dance, make a performance video of some kind, make a video of some drawings that you've done. The sky is pretty much the limit. It can be explicit, it can be abstract, really anything is allowed so long as you in some way describe why you are an anti-natalist. Visit the Anti-Natalism International YouTube channel for more details, link below. Contest will run August 15th, 2022 through September 15th, 2022. Email me at antinatalnews@gmail.com or exploringantinatalism@gmail.com with any questions you may have and to submit your entries. Hope that we get some really strong entries this year, some good arguments, some good artwork, and great representation from antinatalists of all kinds all over the world, both new and established. Thanks so much, everyone. All the best, and bye for now. See you soon. Thank you for listening to the Exploring Antinatalism Podcast. This has been Amanda Oldphan Sukenick. You can find me on the YouTube channel Anti-Natal Wolf. Keep up with my daily antinatalist news updates at Antinatal News on Twitter. Please follow the podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Amazon.com, RSS feed, and so many other platforms. Email me at exploringantinatalism@gmail.com. The podcast's website, www.exploringantinatalism.com, was designed by the amazing Visions Noirs. Please follow him at www.bionoir.com and also follow him on Instagram. Logo art by the amazing LifeSucks. Subscribe to him on YouTube and check out his merch at www.etsy.com/shop/LifeSucksPublishing. Music by the wonderful I Doubt It. Subscribe to him on YouTube and check out our collaborative project along with our friend EFIL WV, The Right to No Longer Exist, which includes the podcast, The Right to No Longer Exist, A Right to Die podcast. All the best, and bye for now.